when I compliment people on what they're wearing, 8 times out of 10, it's Zara. Look at us, we're dating experts all of a sudden.
You don't walk out of the house wearing dumb shoes. Why would you walk out of the house wearing a dumb haircut with like a sick fit?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Manly Thing.
Sort of from abroad.
From abroad. My name is Evan Simonich, celebrity menswear stylist. Sally John in Los Angeles.
Yes, I'm Sally John in Los Angeles.
We're this is a first for us. We're doing a, I don't know, Zoom. Or should I say Zoom? I don't know if I should say Zoom.
You call this remote. It's what we got used to during the, the thing that we're not supposed to talk about anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke and say that you had COVID. We couldn't be in the same room. No, but I'm in London. I'm working with Chris Hemsworth this week. We're doing some Limitless promotion. And so, I was here 2 weeks ago with David, obviously, and now we're back at it. So,
do they remember you?
Yeah. I haven't seen him yet, so we'll see. We've been texting, luckily, so he does know who I am. Good.
Oh, I was talking about the people in London.
Oh yeah. My driver, 100%. Yeah. No, but we let's get into what we're wearing today. What do you got going on your couch right there?
First off, let me say that your voice sounds incredibly sexy.
Well, because it's currently 5:30 in the morning, and I've been up for about an hour or so.
It's currently 9:30 p.m. here in Los Angeles, and I'm wearing nothing on my feet. However, I'm going tomorrow. I'm not going to show it because it's I'm getting a cyst removed tomorrow on my foot. These are from Dr. Collectors. Then I have this Elwood jacket and this hat from Hat Club. What are you wearing?
It wasn't until I asked you the question I was like, I should have kind of dressed up, but I'm probably gonna go work out after this. So I've got I wear a lot of LA gear when I'm abroad, just very proud of being this, and then just some Lululemon shorts, nothing crazy.
Lululemon. Do you want to know something?
Go ahead.
I worked for Lululemon from 2014 to 2013 to 2016.
Did you enjoy the experience, or what did you?
I did because I had the opportunity to open, get this, the first ever men's shop in Soho, New York, where we had what we called a joinery, where we sort of customized shorts, where you could pick a pair of shorts from the wall, you could take out the liner and put in whatever liner, or you could just like take out the liner and do whatever you want. Can I be honest with you? That's kind of like my first dabble in men's fashion. So I'm glad that you're wearing Lululemon shorts, even though the CEO kind of fucking sucks. He's a weirdo. But
a question about like workout stuff. I personally am not a fan of the liner in the shorts. I'd rather wear compression shorts and then a fresh pair of shorts. I don't like the liner at all. When you work out or when you wear shorts, what do you like?
I'm the same because I like a 7 to 9 inch inseam on my compression shorts because I like to actually pull them up above my muffin top, and then I'm able to wear shorts more comfortably because, like, believe it or not, when you're working out as a chubby person, when your belly goes over your shorts, it's one of the most insecure things that you could feel while like running or while like lifting or something. So if you wear something, or for me, if I wear something more constricting and compressing, I feel like people aren't looking at me. So yes, the longer the compression short, the better. Shorts with liners inside, no thanks. Not.
But today, what we wanted to do, obviously, we wanted to continue to put out content for you guys. We thought it'd be a good idea, and then thank you to Sally for handling the social aspect of things. But we threw out the idea of getting questions from you guys and talking to guys, and hopefully we have some good knowledge with all this. What did you ask the people? What was the prompt that you gave them?
I figured that one of our buddies was doing something pretty big, and we had a bunch of eyes on us. So I said, "Hey, you guys probably are getting dressed every day. Hit us up with some questions about fashion and pop culture and yada, yada, yada."
Yeah. Good.
So we got a very wide array of questions, and I'm very excited to dig into them. However, I first want to know, How is it in London? What's the weather like?
Well, when I got in yesterday, it was kind of rainy. It does look like it's a little muggy today. I have yet to go outside, but it's looking better. Yeah, I'm happy to. I love. You've never been to London?
No.
I think you'd actually really like London.
Probably. Was this weather expected? Did you have to change your like?
No, yesterday was kind of out of the blue. It's been really hot here, and it's going to continue to be really hot. And I handled Chris for Wimbledon this past weekend, and he didn't want to go fully dressed up. He wanted just to be comfortable, and the people at Dunhill helped him out. It's like a linen shirt and white trousers, really nice. And then I brought options today. So this is basically, I'll take you around a bit. These are my trunks that I always travel with. I don't know how the lighting is. So those guys right there.
Yeah, we saw them in our socials posts last week.
Right. And then, so I had like a rack ready to go here for Chris, like casual stuff and then suit stuff for a premiere. So, yeah, colorful, it's fun. Kind of, obviously being with David and everything, we went like, pretty formal and suits and straightforward with him just to kind of get him out there. And then Chris, I feel like Chris, we're kind of in between, I don't know, styles for him. I kind of want to land on something for him to be comfortable with and he always references Brad Pitt whenever he wants to go on the red carpet, especially with what Brad did for F1. I think I brought a lot of the same designers that he worked with, but also I see Chris as kind of like a little bit of a rock star. He likes to show skin. He's obviously really, really built. So I don't know, like lighter fabrics, colors on Chris, I feel like look a little bit better.
Yeah, I hope whatever you're putting him in is timeless for timeless.
Timeless. Real quick, before we get into the questions, I wanted to ask you, I saw that you released some music, some stuff that you've had for a while. You mentioned that you kind of got out of a record deal situation that kind of freed you up a little bit. So can you talk a little bit about that?
No, but I am excited to put out some music that I've been not sitting on, but it's been public under a completely different moniker. And I've been listening to this music for the last year, and I've had this option building up to this day pretty much that like I could either erase the music and just hold it in inventory and like it'll probably never come to the light of day again. But after listening to it for a while, like your fashion on your clients, this music is timeless.
Cool.
And I think that though a handful of people that are watching this and know me prior to this life, they'll recognize some music, but I'm excited for some new ears to hear some good music is how I'll put it.
Well, I'm excited for you. So this is almost like a Taylor Swift rebranding a little bit.
Right. I did remix and remaster 12 of the songs that are going to be coming out in the next week or two.
Excited
so
for
it's
you, man.
This
is
a little louder.
Yeah. I feel like, over the past like month or now, like 3 or 4 months with voice acting and this big summer, the summer of Sally.
I'm coming back into my own. I'm ready to take the throne from David and just
run with it.
The David Corn Sweat.
Okay, let's get to the questions. We're going to bring Sam on to
really quick before we get into that. I just have a quick question for you because as a fashion novice, I have no information in comparison to you guys. We always talk about Los Angeles and New York as these fashion sort of epicenters of the world, and I guess that's more our world, right? You're in London right now. Where does that sort of stand in relation to those two? And
good
sort
question.
of is London the only other option? I mean, I've heard I think good things about Paris as well. I mean, sort of where does everything compare?
Man, good question.
First off, shout out Dunhill. They reposted one of our reels about their fits. So shout out Dunhill.
Oh, cool. That's nice. They've been awesome since the beginning. But no, I would say London is. I always kind of go to like Peaky Blinders and like London's home of Savile Row, which is like a street that is all about custom men's suiting, custom tailoring. And so I always think of London as being super formal, which is kind of why we went with the tuxedo for David at the premiere. Paris is like really cool, chic. I feel like Paris is what LA wants to be. LA has the like ability to, it has every store, everything you can think of. You'd think that they would want to be, I don't know, cool and chic like Paris, but I feel like LA is just too relaxed and beachy. New York, I feel like is, and Sally, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when I think of New York, I think of like this, just like the finance and stocks and in that world. So it's like, it's formal, but it's not great, right? So like guys will wear suits, but do they fit right? No. I feel like when I come to London, I see guys wearing proper things and fun, cool colors, accessories. I love London menswear out here.
London always seemed, I mean, European fashion always seemed very interesting to me because growing up with American culture and like, I mean, I grew up with Jenko jeans, Marc Ecko, and like Ralph Lauren. Oh, and Tommy Hilfiger, who, by the way, I bumped shoulders with Tommy Hilfiger's son, Ricky Hilfiger, who was going on tour with, I think, Homicide Gang. No, Sauce Mula, who is part of, oh man, I forget what they're called. It's a rap duo with Kilizami. Anyway, they're great.
So he's a little different than Tommy Hilfiger.
Completely different than Tommy Hilfiger, because Ricky Hilfiger, we'll call him Ricky Hill. He's covered in tats. He makes like Lil Peep style emo trap. Cool guy, really nice guy. Anyway, I agree with you. There's like this essence in LA where people want to try to be fashionable, but there's too much like of this lackadaisical energy that's suppressing the individuality. But when I think about New York, I have to disagree with you and say that identifying the city with just like finance bros is wrong, because there are many different parts of the city that represent different kinds of styles where like the Brooklynites are wearing a bunch of thrifted and secondhand stuff. Then you have people in like the Upper East Side who are wearing these like super conservative looks. Then you have people in like the financial district where the finance bros are in like Murray Hill. But then you have Soho where you have people wearing like Issey Miyake, Yohji Yamamoto, and like all these crazy things. So like when I think of New York, I think about European fashion, even though I've never been there. I think that Europe probably has the same like feel about it.
And you're right. I almost like bite my tongue when I said that, because you got to think about like the urban culture too, where it's like I also immediately think of basketball. Like New York's kind of the home state of basketball, and you have that like great like black culture that has like the I feel like more fun clothing than the finance guys. It's just a different world in that, And then I think LA wants to be, I think, where like Paris is. I think there's a reason why Paris, Milan, London have all these huge fashion houses, is because obviously one, they've been created here, but it's just a more well put together more well put together cities out here versus LA and all that. So
Sam, back to you.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll jump right into it with a pretty controversial one. Tika from Instagram. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm going to say that as a blanket statement for the entire time here. I apologize. What are your fashion industry hot takes?
I think that the way that stylists and fashion labels dress pop stars, specifically Harry Styles when he was promoting his last album, I think is a waste of time, literally time, where he was promoting this album that could have been promoted in a million different ways, but they decided to, and I have no problem with this, feminize him and make him into somewhat of a like jester or a circus clown, which was really confusing because his music is so sexual, and yet he's wearing these sequin, like diamond patterned overalls with no shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think that like the fabrics the time, the mind capacity to make fits like this, and even like modern day fits for Benson Boone. Like, we do not need pop stars in these extravagant. The only person that needs to be dressed like this is Beyonce, to be quite frank. Her Cowboy Carter fits by Loewe have been unfucking real. But everybody else, in all seriousness, I think that like we as a society, as an American society, are kind of like getting over the girls in like the skimpy leotards with like sequin, and the guys with like either skirts or it's just, there's too much showmanship behind what we really should be paying attention to. And that's my hot take in the fashion industry.
Oh, real quick. And I think that's why the whole Charlie XCX Brat summer was such a hit, is just because
it brought it back to the club, baby.
And but also she got rid of like the whole, like, I don't know, dressing a certain, like, I feel like it's just total opposite of what you were saying, like of Benson and what Hairstyles did. And it's like made it more relatable. I feel like I saw so many girls just going and thrifting and buying like just, I don't know, cheaper clothing and making it look good, similar to how she dressed, you know? So I think that whole thing was a huge hit because it made it more relatable, right?
Totally. I think there's a question later on in this conversation about exactly what you're talking about. But moving on to you, do you have any hot takes on the fashion industry?
Oh, fashion industry hot takes. I mean, right away, I think that it's I feel like there's stylists, fashion editors. I just think that we give fashion just a bad name. I think when people say, "Oh, he's really into fashion," they're like, "Oh, we're high maintenance in that regard." I think that stylists, I think that editors, I think image architects, I think people high up in the fashion world need to like just chill. I think we take it all too seriously. Yeah, it's our career, but in the end of the day, it's clothing, right? We're not saving lives. Yeah, we might try and be out there to start trends, but in the end of the day, this is all going to continue to go on with or without us, and I think we got to just chill.
It's the first time I ever heard you say, "Yeah, we're trying to start trends." Is that a part of your mindset specifically?
Yeah, it is. I think that with social media, and I think that there's so many eyes on these people, and that's where like initially early on, I thought I was kind of like really lackadaisical with my work, just not thinking about who was paying attention to this. And yeah, some of the guys I was dressing didn't have a lot of eyes on them, but I feel like now that we have, and I think maybe this press tour helped with that, now that I feel like there are more eyes on things, I think we have to pay attention to the trends, but also see what's next. You know, like I think I got to do a better job of seeing what's going to be hot in the fall or even spring of next year, and try to get my guys in that stuff now. So it's like, yeah, it might be a little different. And I think that's where stylists are. Like, I think it might be different now, but I think we'll see and be like, oh, so-and-so was wearing that, you know, last year and we didn't understand it, but now we think it's cool, you know? So yeah, trendsetters.
So jumping on to the next question, kind of on the heels of what we were just talking about, Noah asks, what are your favorite affordable brands for someone just getting into fashion?
Urban Outfitters is really good for like streetwear and casual style fashion. I really like their BDG brand of denim. They've got a huge eclectic style of like silhouettes and shapes. And my favorite is the dad style. Yum, delicious. And then the two others that I would suggest are COS, which is, believe it or not, the upscale brand of H&M, that conglomerate. They do more like conservative and boxy shaped silhouettes. And then for shoes, I don't know if you know this, Evan, Black & Decker.
Yeah, like the construction company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like
Black
tools and
Weber.
stuff.
Black and Weber. Oh shit!
Nice. That was the manliest thing you've ever said on this podcast. I always kind of, especially with shoes, I always kind of lean towards like Vans, Converse, I think that those are, and that could be the LA speaking to me, but like they've never changed price. I feel like they've always been like $60. Converse can get up to like 100, but I think that's always like pretty solid. And I feel like you can wear those with anything. My brands, I always kind of lean towards, man, if you're gonna go a more affordable, like Banana Republic, I think is a good affordable brand. It's tough because everyone's different, right? Like, would you consider Rag & Bone like a cheaper brand, or do you think that's still pretty expensive?
I would actually consider that moderately priced, considering that you can get a pair of jeans for like in between $200 to $300. A good pair of jeans.
I'll tell you right now, that shit is not moderate price.
It's expensive.
That shit is expensive as fuck. Okay. Moderately priced jeans to me are like $60.
Which is that Urban Outfitters.
Exactly. Urban Outfitters. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think Urban Outfitters is like modern day like vintage places. I feel like you can buy like cool, fun T-shirts, and then you can buy, like, BDG does a good job of selling jeans that have either been like really worn in or fairly new. So I like your Urban Outfitters. I totally agree with you with cost. All Saints, I think All Saints is on the cheaper side, or is that still kind of expensive?
Sam is shaking his head no again.
Yeah, it's a $60 T-shirt, $90 T-shirt.
Man, that
But
says something about
you
me.
make a good point. There are brands that, like Bodie, who is like ultra high priced,
crazy friend.
Do the same thing as what Urban Outfitters is doing, which is they take archetypes from like the 50s and 60s and they just dupe them and they redesign them slightly different to fit like general or modern day standards. So I like what you said about Urban Outfitters being like a modern day vintage shop.
And even honestly, cool sometimes Urban Outfitters too can get expensive as hell. And some of the options, honestly, that I found on a real budget are you can always find, like a good pair of Lee jeans that are like $35, $40. And they're not going to last you 15 years, but they're going to be a good pair of jeans to wear for a few years. I mean, I have pants that I've spent $40 on from Target or from, Wranglers from Walmart that have lasted me since my freshman year of college. So they can last as long as you don't actually use them for their marketed purpose, Yeah,
like the whole workwear.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like Lee, Carhartt, Wrangler, all those brands, I feel like are good, especially affordable because they're tailored more towards the like middle of the country type. I feel like hardworking people, blue collar, I should say. I also go to ASOS. I feel like fast fashion is always scary for me because I feel like they're just not going to last long. Or if you buy stuff online, I'll tell you, like when I compliment people on what they're wearing, 8 times out of 10 it's Zara. Zara does some really good stuff. Again, J. Crew, Banana, Reese. I feel like Reese is kind of popping up and putting out good stuff. REISS. I feel like that's a good brand. Outer Known. We talk about Outer Known a lot. But yeah, I think I was looking at my list of brands. That's just to go show how whacked out I am in terms of price points. Like I'm around a lot of like nice clothing, but I got to do a better job of like the more affordable stuff, or just paying attention to all that stuff.
We have to do a better job.
Yes. We'll spend a couple more episodes of like, talking more about like the more affordable things since we talk so much about the expensive.
Also, I'm also a fashion novice, as we know, but I feel like vintage, like going vintage or like secondhand stuff. Like you can, I don't know if if you're getting into fashion, if you like even need to prioritize brands or more like silhouettes or like things like that. I feel like if you get yourself in a secondhand store, I mean, I've gotten my favorite pair of jeans from like Savers, and then I had them for years, and they're like Levi's jeans. Like they're not like cheap jeans. I just bought them for cheap,
That's a really, I like that point because there are shops everywhere. I feel like LA is a little different, but like there are secondhand shops all over the place, and Goodwill is fine, but it's I don't know about much about that, but I went out of the closet's a good spot.
I went to a Goodwill in Burbank Can I tell you something?
Expensive or like you got really good stuff? I
got the sickest shit, dude.
Okay, good.
For Julia, I got a Warner Brothers like welding T-shirt. It was like the welding team for Warner Brothers, and then I got myself a $300 diptyque candle for $60. So Goodwill is kind of the fucking shit, dog.
Interesting that someone would donate that.
It was
give it to someone
untouched.
Yeah, who's letting go of that? Someone died, probably.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
They ran through someone's house. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, we can jump into the next question. We can jump into the next question because I want to set the scene for you guys, and it's kind of in the same vein here. Imagine you're walking down the street. You know, it's early in the morning. You've got a big day ahead of you. Okay, you walk into a thrift store. You walk into a vintage shop. You want to see what's going on in there. You know why? Maybe you have a little date going on. Okay. Ooh. Gabby on Instagram asks, or I'm sorry, not Gabby, Gabs asks, what's the perfect outfit for a date?
I'm going to go with like it's your first date look, right?
I want to go, I'm going to assume first date. I think that's where we're going. Yeah.
Or I feel like first, second, third.
First impressions. Yeah.
I'm going to say from the guy's perspective, obviously, I think this is totally fine if you went with just a light casual jacket and nothing too blazer, maybe depending on where you are, but a light casual jacket either like a white t-shirt or a button-up shirt, I think is fine. And then it could be tucked into jeans, or if you have like a decent trouser, I would maybe avoid sneakers, and if you have a pair of like boots or some sort of dress shoe, I think that'd be the play, because I do think women judge shoes. At least the people I'm around, like I feel like shoes are one of the first things that they see and be like, oh, like this shoes are really dirty, or I feel like boots you can get away with that, especially if they're really worn in and beat up. I think you have a little bit more leeway there. But yeah, a nice easy pair of trousers that fit, jeans that fit, white. I keep it white because I think it goes with more stuff. But white t-shirt, white button-up shirt, light jacket. What do you think about this, Al?
The complete opposite.
Go ahead.
First, you need to text her or him and say, "What are you wearing?" And then wear exactly what they're wearing.
No,
just kidding. No, I think
that's actually not a bad idea, though. I will say, to break the ice, and depending on where you're going, what are you doing? Even if it's just a casual drinks, like at a certain place, you say, "Hey, just heads up, I'm coming from work. Blah blah blah. What are you wearing tonight?"
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like,
I like that.
To be able to talk to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner in general about fashion and what you wear. It's kind of an intimate subject. And 100%. Though it may not be, it may not feel that way on the first date, but like you asking that question, it doesn't like make you more like a girl or feminine or gay or whatever. It just like, it shows that you're thinking and that you're paying attention and you want to be cognizant of what's going on around you. And I think that specifically, that mindset is a really good way to enter a date. Therefore, figure out look at the date, look at your date, and sort of base your judgment off of that with what you have, and do what you think is going to make you feel the best.
Yeah, and because it's all about confidence, especially these first couple of dates. You want to walk in with as much as possible. But I love the idea of opening the conversation about the fashion with them, because she's going through the same thing. So if you already break that ice and you take the pressure off of her, take the pressure off of yourself, everyone is wearing clothing, right? So it's something that you both are battling with. But if you open that conversation and ask them what they're wearing, I feel like it already is creates that relationship off to a good start with just having that communication. Look at us, we're dating experts all of a sudden.
Listen, and if your partner, if the date texts back saying like, I don't know, what should I wear? Don't be a dickhead.
Don't
be a dickhead. Just 100%. Come on.
Okay, well, thank you, relationship gurus. We're gonna jump, onto the more the outfit situation though of that question. In the similar vein, and I'm kind of curious about this too, because you want to look, your best for this first impression situation. Julia asks, can a hairstyle make or break an outfit?
Make, and break.
I think it lends itself to the whole. I think it's important. I think if you put together an outfit and like the hair is all over the place,
your hair is the same thing as your shoes.
Yeah. If you like or have just taken a nap or you roll out of bed, like I immediately see when guys have like their hair stuck up and they didn't run water through their hair, it's like what are we doing? You didn't.
What Julia is specifically talking about is if a guy is wearing this fit, what's going to look better, long hair or a buzz cut? You know what I'm saying? It's not like sloppiness and in my opinion, it is imperative to base your the fit of whatever event or whatever you're going to off of how you currently look, because I've rocked like hair down to my ninnies.
Yeah, you're a good example for this. Yeah.
And I've also shaved my head, and I've realized that my long hair fits do not look good with my buzz cut fits. And it's all about proportions. It's all about composition. And I care about that shit. And like probably no one else does. But I think that it's so important to look at. I mean, you don't walk out of the house wearing dumb shoes. Why would you walk out of the house wearing a dumb haircut with like a sick fit? You got to either get a wig or.
No, I agree with you, because your fashion changed when you buzzed your head after having, because when we met you had super long hair. I feel like when you buzzed your head, you were open to like more color, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like you were only wearing darker things with your longer hair, and then shorter hair all of a sudden there was a lot more lightness to what you were wearing.
Yeah, I felt very top heavy with my long hair. Therefore, I had to like subdue everything that was on. But with nothing up top, I can wear color. But now that I have like an inch and a half of hair, the color now just like it looks like a balloon. So now I have to go back to like browns, earth tones. Mind you, folks, this is all preferential. This is what I want. Everyone sees themselves differently, and just base this conversation between Evan and I off of how you feel and how you like yourself looking best.
But I do think it's important, like when you roll out of bed, or if you're getting up from a nap or something like that, and you don't have to take a shower, but at least run water through your hair. Like don't go walk out of your place with bed head, if that makes any sort of sense. Yeah.
I think we're going to switch some gears. I'm going to have to ban a single answer from. I'm going to say you can't. Before I even ask the question, I'm going to say, Evan, you cannot answer Ryan Gosling in Drive.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay.
Here's the question.
Ryan Gosling is something else. I know. Go ahead.
Jonan asks, if everyone had to dress in a style from a movie or a TV show, what would it be?
So this is really easy for me.
Okay, go.
You banned Gosling in Drive, but I'm going to say Gosling in two other movies. La La Land, which Lucas I know will appreciate. Gosling in La La Land is perfection. I think it's one of the best. But I think he got that from oh no, why am I drawing a blank on it? The movie with him and Steve Carell. Yes, Crazy Stupid Love. That's the one. Gosling in that is great too.
So I'm going to offer a complete contradictory response and say that The Matrix is how I would want every single person on this world to dress.
Just a uniform, all black.
Dude, leather trenches. Everybody walking around rocking leather trenches. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
I like that's a good question. I like that question.
I just want to say on the La La Land point, the ending, like that suit he's wearing, actually pretty much every suit he's playing through like the dream sequence, then also like the one he's performing in. I think he's performing like it looks like a brown suit, but then he's in that like white suit when he's going through this. Oh my God.
The amount of influence, like when you put together like a mood board or a deck, that brown suit with, I think it's a white shirt, black tie is good. So good.
Amazing answer, Evan. Amazing answer.
Yeah, I know how to get Lucas on my side if I just answer La La Land.
Jumping to a question that I think my grandmother would have absolutely loved. and had a bunch of answers for. Alec asks, "Can you guys give me sock tips? I'm tired of having boring old socks. I need something crazy."
Don't bash Bombas. I know you haven't been happy.
Yeah, I was just about to go on a little tangent, but rather than doing that, I'll suggest a brand called Rototo, which is it's Japanese or Korean. I think it's Japanese. A Japanese sock brand. I think they also do hats and like knitwear. Really, really cool, like varsity style socks with like the three stripes and like the heathered look. And then if you're looking for a tighter, so those are like looser fit socks. If you're looking for tighter, more athletic fit socks, Stance. I've never been let down by Stance.
I agree. And Stance, you can also get athletic socks too from them. I'm going to say Paul Smith. Paul Smith, I would say more higher end. They sell individually, and then they have like really fun colors, stripes, graphics, like designs. Paul Smith does really good. And then here's a good hack. I'm buying socks left and right. If you go to a Marshalls or Kohl's, they have expensive socks from like Macy's or more like Nordstrom department store stuff, like half off. Like you can buy like a pack of like 6 like black grayscale or like brown scale, blue scale socks for like $8, like super, super cheap. So a good sock hack is going to Marshalls or Kohl's, TJ Maxx, those markdown places. But yeah.
I used to love shopping Kohl's. I have so much Kohl's cash like
Kohl's
left over.
Nice, yeah.
Dude, I love Kohl's. Apartment 9, APT 9. Do you know that brand?
No.
I used to wear those shoes like.
Was it strictly Kohl's?
Yeah, it was a Kohl's brand. Apartment 9.
Also, going back to the shoe point, I said sneakers, but Aldo, I think Aldo does a good job of selling affordable shoes. They have some goofy ones, but if you really look and dig deep, you can find some good shoes for affordable.
Steve Madden.
Madden, exactly, yeah.
I think jumping over back to your personal opinions of fashion, Lex brings up an interesting question. What eras of style would you like to see, one, make a comeback, and two, which would you like to never see again?
So when the Used and All American Rejects and My Chemical Romance were big.
Our high school days, or my high school days.
My middle school and high school days. We used to call ourselves the scene kids or emo kids. And that was specifically identified by a kid with flat ironed hair covering their eyes and wearing super skinny jeans. And I really wish that part of that would come back.
Oh, interesting.
I think I would love to see like emo and scene fashion come back in a whole new inventive way, minus the hair, because the hair was fucking crazy. I have some pictures of me with that stupid fucking hair. I'll send it to Lucas. And then a style that I would never want to come back, like, dare I say, do-rags on white men. So mid 90s style.
Yeah. I was gonna agree with you with the 90s. But to go back to the emo stuff, I'm a huge I love like rock music. I think like that band Turnstile right now is really popular in the rock scene. Is trying to bring rock back, and they have the sound of
it's hardcore.
They have the sound
music.
of like Rise Against, where it's like they had like the skinny jeans, and like I don't think that'll ever come back. And then not that I like hated it, but I just don't think that whole skinny jeans, like everything really small on you is ever going to come back. But because I think you look at a band like Turnstile that could easily bring that back if they wanted to, but they dress very like loose and street. It comes back to like skateboard culture, right? Where it's baggier stuff and I think just more fun. It's a better version of the 90s era of clothing.
So you're wrong, Turnstile comes from hardcore music. I think I would replace Turnstile with Bring Me the Horizon, because they are really pushing like emo scene music and that, like, specifically the super skinny jeans that don't even fit around your waist, therefore you have to wear them around like under super your butt cheeks.
Yeah.
That's Bring Me the Horizon is the band that's going to bring it back. Not Hardstyle. Oh my God. Have you ever listened to Hardstyle music? Like Lil Texas? Oh, I got to get you on.
That doesn't sound good. Lil Texas.
Really quick, Sally, on the heels of your emo and scene kid sort of statement, from a style perspective, what do you think of Youngblood?
Real quick, I don't know if you guys saw any footage from this concert that happened in I think it was here, where it was all like older bands. I think it was a little bit of a tribute to Black Sabbath.
It was the final concert for Ozzy Osbourne. He's getting pretty old,
which I hear was unreal. And I guess Youngblood had an incredible performance.
Youngblood and Ozzy are apparently pretty close. And from what I've sort of seen people saying, at least, is sort of, it's like, at least in the eyes of the public, is like adopted music son, sort of like passing the torch in a weird way. They're like actually quite close. They like are very good friends. But Guy, I'm curious.
Yeah.
What do you think of Youngblood? Specifically, though, from a style perspective.
I'm going strictly based off of when he debuted. Like, I think it was prior to the pandemic. I was in love with what he was doing look-wise. To this day, I think the music is garbage. And I'm curious, now that I know this about him and Ozzy Osbourne being chosen family, I'm curious to know how this guy's career would develop, because right now all I've seen is like a record label manufactured like pop rock star, and he's been doing it well. But as we're discussing this, I kind of want to pull up his Instagram and see if I can quickly judge.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to state that what you just said does not reflect the opinion of the producer of this podcast. Thank you.
You big Youngblood fan. Okay, good enough. Real quick, I'm going to joke. I would love to see just the 1920s fashion come back. I think guys dressing up more, suited, paying attention to things like that, and not necessarily like super fitted suiting. I feel like 1920s stuff is a little more on the baggier side, but I think I would like to see 20s, 30s. I don't know, guys wearing suits, dressing up a little more.
Hey, so I love Youngblood. I think everything that he's doing is really great.
Well, Sam, did you see that performance?
Yeah. Sorry, to go back to what you said to me before. I think it was it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome, and also just the whole show. Because I think he only really sang one song, or was it?
Well, I think all these people that came out when we did like really quick.
Yeah, the whole show was pretty cool, and there were a lot of like pretty gnarly parts, especially for somebody who's I grew up watching him a little bit. It was pretty intense, but also very cool to see, and I'm glad that there was sort of this farewell moment for sure. But it was really definitely. Okay, moving on to the next question. This one's a little bit technical. Okay, and maybe you've got one in your head, maybe you don't, but you let me know. Cinna asks, what are your favorite Vogue covers of all time?
Oh, I have one. I have one that I immediately jumped to. I think it was Anna Wintour's first cover, where it's just a beautiful blonde or dirty blonde model wearing, I want to say it was a Dolce & Gabbana like black sweater with a cross on it. The model, I think it was like Michaela Burku or something like that. Beautiful. Her first cover, I think, was just super raw and I think it was the first one that had a model on there too, that you saw her face. So I think that broke a ground of now we can have models, celebrities and everything just to push an editorial magazine. So yeah, that first Anna Wintour cover for me jumps out. Yeah, it's just like it's honestly just like a beautiful model walking around, an amazing smile and nothing to it. But I think that screams what she's done with Vogue, you know. I also miss, man. I don't. We might have talked about this, but when I was living in New York and like really not working very much, I was in and out of Barnes and Nobles all the time, just like looking at magazines, and I miss that like magazine culture. I hope that comes back. I hope we pay attention more to magazines and that whole print life comes back. I doubt it will with where our social media is at, but
bring physical media back. That's my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, because like that's honestly what got me into fashion and got me interested in fashion was just Vogue, GQ, Vanity Fair, like all these great editorial, like Wonderland, V Magazine, all those. I hope we pay attention to more of that.
Yeah, if you want to listen to this podcast, we're also putting it out on CD. So I just want to let you guys know. For on our website.
Pressing it on vinyl.
$29.99 for the CD.
My favorite Vogue cover, and it's really specific and it's a really poignant time in American history, is the November 2001 issue where they put Britney Spears on a red and white striped blanket and said American fashion. And I think that it was like one of the most American, how do I want to describe this?
And she's just in a white shirt.
And Britney Spears at that time was the all-American girl and like the girl next door. And to have a picture like this after such a tragic time, I think was ironic in a way. Like, I think what they meant to do was heal and offer like condolences. But this, I think, was so strange and weirdly directed. And that's why it's one I like the problematic and like the weird stories behind things. And this issue specifically always meant like, it just felt weird to me.
I was worried you were going to go down like a controversial route for some, but no, that was well said.
Well, I didn't want to go down a controversial route. I just wanted to.
Leave Britney alone. You know?
All right, so we're getting pretty close to the end of our list here, but we've got two more for you. One of them is completely out of left field. Well, not completely out of left, but we'll see what you guys think. But Todd asked, what are your favorite TV shows? But I also want to go on top of that. What are you watching right now? So what are your favorite TV shows and what are you currently watching?
I'm currently watching Too Much by Lena Dunham starring Meg Stalter, and it is awesome.
What network is that on?
Netflix.
That's okay.
And favorite TV shows, Better Call Saul and Live PD.
Better Call Saul. Live PD. What's Live PD?
You ever watched a full episode, or do you just watch the YouTube clips?
Is that Cops? It sounds like it's like a modern version of Cops.
Evan, it's quite literally just a compilation of body cam footage from police officers, and it's strung together in a way where you kind of just see shit go on for like the whole night. It's pretty wild.
You smoke a joint and what? And you, man, thank God that's not me.
In college, I got caught in my freshman year hitting a joint by campus police, and we went back to our dorm. We were really, really freaked out. We were like, I'm never gonna go near it ever again. Yeah. And we turned cops on. And we saw a big drug bust, and we had to turn it off because we were so scared that it was going to be us.
It's gonna be you. That's really good. Forever, I'm a Seinfeld fan. I think Seinfeld by far is my favorite show of all time. Obviously, like The Office, Parks and Rec are up there, but How to Make It in America, we had to have talked about that show. That show, only 2 seasons, one of the best formative shows on my end. Helped me grow up and through a tough time. That was when I had broken up with my now wife. That was like the one show I could lean on. Get me through everything, but yeah.
Also, one more, Homicide, New York City.
Yeah, look at you with all the crime stuff.
Big into murder.
Big into murder. Good enough. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question. I like that.
We'll move on to the last question here. This is kind of a, what are we looking towards the future? What are we looking at here? This one is from Horn Sweat Archive. We got to bring David's name into this at least once or twice in the episode. Hey, David. Corn Sweat Archive asked us, can you guys predict some fashion trends for 2026?
I think that men are going to start dyeing their hair crazy colors. I remember Maluma, and was Bad Bunny doing crazy colors?
He didn't do any crazy colors. He did some crazy hairstyles, but no colors. But I remember Maluma doing some stuff, or J Balvin too.
J Balvin, that's the guy. Yes. I think we're going to see men explore hairstyles and colors and cuts, because in the past couple of years, I think it's been dumbed down to allow for like a more elegant approach to Hollywood. And considering the climate, I think we're going to be a little more exploratory and risk taking in our ventures on the red carpet, since we've been on the red carpet now, Evan.
Man, I think it's like accessories. I think, I don't know. I think it's like guys paying more attention to like, I don't know, bags and things like that. Because I feel like there's been that whole movement of like the guys wearing the cross thing. For whatever reason, like guys don't wearing stuff in their pockets anymore. I have look at these are the amount of stuff I have in my pockets. Okay, Altoids always. Look at this. I've kept it for like 6 years.
You pulled that out in the theater, and I almost barfed. What the
superstition.
fuck is that?
No, it's superstition. I just refill it. So I got a brand new one, and I just refill it. A knife. A wallet,
Altoids, a knife.
I just have a bunch of, and a handkerchief. I have a bunch of stuff in my pockets, and I think that like guys I just don't, or you know what it is too. Guys are wearing like sweatpants or like really casual, so like they can't have a whole bunch of stuff in their pockets because they don't have like back pockets, which is crazy. So I think it's guys paying attention to like what they're wearing in terms of accessories. So whether it be like a small bag, a larger bag, backpack, things like that. I think, and I think that's where guys should spend a little bit more money on things is getting nicer. Because like if you're gonna wear it every day, throw it around. It should last a long time. So yeah, that's what I think.
That's going to wrap up our questions over here. So thanks guys for sending in some questions. If your question didn't get answered, we'll be sure to get to you at a later date. Because there's plenty more opportunity.
Yeah, please. Yeah, we don't have to put out like a memo or whatever, a post to get people to ask questions. If you have any sort of questions, please feel free to throw it in the comments, especially when we like rate red carpet looks and everything like that. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We want this to be a big forum for people or guys to talk about fashion.
We've already got a Google Doc running, so keep them coming, folks.
Yes. But yeah, thank you. This was a good first test for doing things abroad, and I think hopefully this will open up the door for getting more fun people to talk to, because I think it's tough getting people to the studio. As much as we'd like people in the studio, it's more fun and engaging. But if we want to do it this route, we can try doing it. But
yeah, I'm gonna be in Vegas at the end of August, so maybe we can do it. I'll go to the top of the Wynn, and
maybe I'm down for any Vegas trip, so I might be crashing your Vegas trip there.
Hey, I'd be down with that.
Get you on the tables.
You guys can be on one camera. You'll be at the slots. Okay, Lucas and I will be back home, but we'll do it remote.
No, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and this has been Manly Things.
Sort of.